had a customer week before last now, I guess it was. Yeah, week before last. But anyway, he comes in, he says, man, my transmission's going out. It's making a noise in high gear. I rode with him. At least I think I rode with him. Hell, I can't remember. But anyway, I could even get out beside the truck and hear this thing pop. And it was perfectly coming from the front rear. At least that's what it sounded like. It's like, dude, you got a rear end out. Well, he's like, all right. He goes, I just want to put one in it. Let's just put one in it. I was like, all right. Pull the diff out. Before I even installed the new one, he goes, let's tear that one down and see what we see. I was like, well, all right. So I pulled the power divider off of it. It was really worn, but it wasn't, I didn't see anything that was going to cause what he had going on. So I even pulled the carrier out of it, the ring gear and the axle gears and stuff out of it, tore those down. The axle gears were definitely worn. The entire differential was worn out, but I didn't see what was causing that problem. I mean, it would pop. He could get it to pop right here in the parking lot. And I was like, I said, I'm sorry. I said, this thing is worn out. Every bit of it was worn out. The axle gears, the whole powder divider assembly was worn out. And I said, if you're okay with it, he'd already discussed putting the front rear in it. We put a front rear in it, and he drove it. I said, let's just go ahead and put that in it and let's ride it again. I want to test some more stuff. I haven't seen anything that I could just point my finger at on. So we put the new diff in it, and he test drove it, and he goes, oh man, it's perfect. It's like new again. And it wasn't popping. He couldn't get it to do it. Couldn't get it to act up. And he goes, well, what do you think it was? I was like, man, I don't know. But I said, you're good to go. And we was all in a rush. So he left. And I told him then, I said, there ain't but one other place that it could be in that front diff that I didn't tear down that is a known problem. Well, it's not a known problem. It's just when they wire out. Look right here. Can you see that pinion? Ugh. It's worn out, stripped out. That's the pinion. Right here's the gear that goes on it. It's stripped out. But I have just now found that because I am trying to clean up my shop. And I wanted to look at that before I threw it in the trash. Ring gear and pinion is bad, power divider is bad, axle gear is bad. Only thing good is the case. And I have kept some of these parts here before for over a year, and they sit here and collect dust, and I'm not going to sit on them for what little small space I have just to possibly have somebody call me and ask for a case when I rarely build these anymore because it's just cheaper to put a whole chunk in. So I wanted to check that before I threw it in the scrap bin here. But I wasn't really worried about it. He was fixed. He was happy. He was going down the road. He claimed it had fixed it. Again, we were all in a rush. He was and I was. And but now, later that evening when I left the shop and I was eating my dinner, at my supper, and at her knowing that he had fixed it, I was like, it has to be right there. So, obviously, it was. He was fixed. He's going on down the road. You wouldn't believe the people that come in here thinking they have transmission problems, and it is in the differentials. So, prime example.